We've extended the hand to Tommy Robinson because we want him to join the party and we want him to stand in the area which we decide is best for him or he chooses. That's a two-way process. And in 2029, get him elected, get him in the House of Commons.
Breaking right now, the extraordinary row between Tommy Robinson, the UKIP party, and Talk TV stars Peter Cardwell and Piers Morgan has ratcheted up a notch. Now, if you haven't been following this, it was all kicked off because Cardwell, who was the former political editor of the channel, went on air and, without evidence, insisted that Tommy Robinson is, quote, racist. Watch this.
Thank you to everybody online who has been in touch, including all those people who are saying that I'm a liar and that Tommy Robinson isn't a racist. I mean, he is. Just, you know, do some basic research and you'll find out. So thank you to everybody who's been in touch, including those people who've been horrible, and some who haven't been horrible. Some who've been totally respectful and just saying they disagree with me, and that's okay. If we disagree without being disagreeable.
Nick Tenconi, who is the leader of the UKIP party and leading this protest movement. We're going to look at a couple of other videos because you held a demonstration outside of Talk TV. But Nick, can you just establish for me first what your view is on the claims made by Peter Cardwell and Piers Morgan?
So the claims they've made, if I'm not mistaken, Dan, are that Tommy Robinson's a racist, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, lies, disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So whether they're liberal cowards or slippery, insidious snakes, like the Piers Morgans of the world who play both sides, wouldn't know a straight bat if it slapped them across the face, whether it's the far left, the Islamists, or just plain old ignorance, this is the agenda. It is to smear you. It is to slander you. The definition of smearing and slandering, it's no different from when we were in the playground as children. It is to put you on the back foot. It is designed to emasculate you. It is designed to silence you. It started off with affirmative action in the States. It led to political correctness. Then we get the DIE campaign. Obviously, we then call it woke, which softens the sort of insidious nature of it all, but we could do it all day with the different acronyms, CRT, BLM, ESG. It's all there designed to say, stay in your lane. You aren't politically correct. And there's a mob coming after you, your wife, your job, your children. It's threatening and intimidating. So what someone hears when they're hopefully watching this program is, oh, Tommy Robinson's been called a racist. Nothing wrong with that. No, it is the exact demonstration of both, it's not just far left activism, but liberal mindsets as well, to say, listen, doesn't matter whether it's true or not, we get to feel morally superior by saying it, so shut up and stay in your lane. And we absolutely have to confront and take on this madness. Now, if he was referred to as something else, and I may not have said anything, but if they're calling him a racist, that's wrong.
And you did take it on. So I want to just show people exactly what happened. Peter Cardwell was on air, broadcasting live, and was informed by a caller of what was going on outside the building. Watch this.
Oh, no, don't take her off. Don't take her off. It's okay. It's all right. Deb, sorry, go ahead. Say that again.
I think it's about time that you apologise for calling Tommy Robinson a racist, which he's not. I don't know whether you have any evidence of that at all. And also, there's actually a demonstration going on outside your studios right now. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not, actually, Debs, but thank you for letting me know. Thanks for your call. Appreciate that. Wayne says...
I don't think he did appreciate it. He looked quite concerned, probably for good reason, because here is what was going on outside, both from yourself and also a brilliant young woman, a conservative YouTuber. She was actually on the show last week. Very impressed with her, called Based and Bougie. Watch.
That he was a far-right, racist, Islamophobic extremist. And me being 11 years old and very impressionable, I believed it. Until maybe 12, 14 years later, I decided, he came up on my FYP, and I decided to just watch an interview. It was just a 1-hour interview. So as I was watching the interview, I was waiting to hear that right-wing, extremist, Islamophobic, racist comment, and I couldn't hear anything. So I decided to watch a second interview, waiting for that right-wing, extremist, Islamophobic comment, still couldn't hear anything. I decided to watch a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth interview, and I still couldn't find this character that they painted Tommy Robinson out to be. Now, I'm a very curious individual, so when I'm intrigued by something, nothing will stop me from exploring it. And after watching a couple of Tommy Robinson's interviews, I realized that this man was on a mission, not to create an all-white Britain, but to actually protect Britain and to protect children. That's it. From
relationships, that slandering. During lockdown, it was no different. If you didn't comply, if you didn't wear a mask, and who pushed that agenda? None other than pig vomit in there, Piers Morgan. And as for you, Cardwell, calling Robinson a racist, you owe the British public and Tommy Robinson an apology.
Really powerful stuff, Nick. People will be surprised, or some people will be surprised, because talk radio is largely considered to be pretty sound. I used to work there, but certainly some of their presenters, like Mike Graham, have very much put themselves in the anti-Tommy Robinson camp. But first, you know how often I talk on this show about the need for free speech to be protected. My goodness, I believe it. But I've been increasingly thinking of the need for personal protection from snoopers, bad actors, and hackers online. And I'm delighted to tell you I've now found the fail-safe solution. But what's more, this VPN, or virtual private network to use the full term, is also a life changer when it comes to providing you entertainment and information from anywhere in the world, wherever you are. So let me introduce you to Surfshark, an incredible and easy-to-use service that encrypts all your internet traffic, meaning your online activity stays safe so you can shop, stream, browse, and conduct your banking online in complete privacy. But the benefits of Surfshark actually go way beyond keeping you safe. It also allows you, and this is what I love, to access your favorite entertainment and news shows and news channels or streaming services, all of the big ones, by the way, Hulu, iPlayer, Peacock, HBO Max, or the international ones. You can watch the GeoBlock shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Disney Plus within seconds. It's also great if you're traveling for work or if you're just on holiday, but you want to get all of your favorite content from home, especially sports coverage. It's also a creeping, I guess it's a creeping way to make sure that you're not impacted by the censorship that is going on in the world too, because some countries do block specific services. So effectively, to sum it up, you can watch anything, anytime, anywhere. This is true freedom. A VPN can also save you money because you can access websites that change their prices depending on which country you are buying from. There are other benefits too. Your whole household can be protected, and you can stay safe with just one subscription, which means you can use lots of different devices, tapping into over 3,200 servers in over 100 countries. Also, if this is your first time using a VPN, and my goodness, I recommend it. I promise you it's incredibly easy. I'm a customer myself. I love it. But there is 24/7 customer service available to you, which does make setting up, just give you that little protection, actually, in case you're nervous about it. What's more, by the way, if you're not happy with Surfshark, they will give you your full money back at any point within 30 days. That shows you the confidence of their service. So how you can do this is go to surfshark.com/outspoken for an extra 4 months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. Let me just repeat the address: www.surfshark.com/outspoken. If you are watching this though on YouTube or Rumble, you can just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
Oh, certainly. And so Reform's high command. So the golden goose and the upcoming winner of the general election, apparently Reform. Certain individuals at Talk TV. It's absolutely everywhere. So you can say whatever you like. You could pick a topic, Dan, and we could discuss it about Tommy. I've never met Tommy. I don't know the man, as everyone knows, and I've said that. You could pick a topic, and I would just say I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. But we have to. The key thing is to address these tactics that are deployed. You mentioned it's sort of conservative, socially conservative, certain media outlets and channels. It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. You just can't trust it. And the reality is that people aren't silly. They will make their own minds up. They might be X, Y, Z, but to say that they're a racist just because that's the status quo attached to the individual is madness. And this ruins people's lives as well in the age of woke and DIE. It truly does ruin people's lives. So we've got to stand up to it. And it was a pleasure. I was asked to be there, and I will never not be there, and I will never not spring into action to continue to call this out and to inspire the British public and to achieve votes for UKIP as well.
Probably, though, Nick, I would say the fundamental difference between UKIP under your leadership and Reform UK under Nigel Farage's leadership is you have thrown the door open to not just Tommy Robinson supporters, but to Tommy Robinson himself. You have said he's welcome in the party. You've also issued that same invitation to Katie Hopkins as well. So that is quite a fundamental difference, isn't it?
Yeah, there are so many differences between Reform and UKIP. They're just not the same parties. We're socially conservative, right wing, and we're going to put Christianity back into the heart of government. Reform aren't those. They're just not those things at all. We've extended the hand to Tommy Robinson because we want him to join the party and we want him to stand in the area which we decide is best for him or he chooses. That's a two-way process. And in 2029, get him elected, get him in the House of Commons. That 10 seconds, that's how long that story takes to tell. We're doing the business.
So can I just clarify that, because people will be very interested in this, Nick. You are saying that if Tommy Robinson were to join UKIP, you would support him running for a seat in Parliament as a UKIP prospective MP?
Absolutely.
Well, and Katie Hopkins
absolutely.
too.
Absolutely, and rightly so as well. These are accomplished, sensible, hardworking, decent individuals who have dedicated 15 plus years from their early 20s. And in the case of Tommy now, it's cost him his liberty. I mean, what's not to like? That he's a stand-up guy, and I've got a lot of time for that. So yeah, absolutely, the hand's extended, and we want everyone's going to have to pick a horse in this race. We are taking our country back down. The revolution's begun. You can't stop that. We are going to put Christianity back into the heart of government. We are going to right the wrongs of so many decades since roughly the Second World War, but it's actually since the Enlightenment period. I won't go there. The reality is that we're going to take our country back one way or the other. It's going to happen. And we're asking good people to say, do you know what? I like your missions. I like your manifesto. I like what you're saying, Nick. We're in crisis. Let's do it. That hand is extended. The door is open. And when they're ready, I already know that they'll come of their own volition. But sooner rather than later, please, guys.
Well, but that's a big change. That is a big change, because I just wonder, look, as I say, he was pretty clear to me when I met him on Saturday that he wants uniting the kingdom to be a cultural movement. But I just wonder, because the tectonic plates are shifting, aren't they, so significantly? And if there was a seat where he felt he had a very strong chance of winning, it's quite a thought, isn't it? Tommy Robinson in the Houses of Commons. Do you worry about lawfare? Do you worry about, I mean, look, there are already calls, aren't there, from the likes of Humza Useless, the failed First Minister of Scotland, to officially define Tommy Robinson and his organisation as a terrorist organisation, presumably to stop him from running for Parliament, exactly the same thing that they're doing to Marine Le Pen in France. Do you worry about that?
I think Humza should worry far more about getting the Muslim Defence League, MDL, prescribed as a terrorist organisation. I think Humza Yousaf should worry far more about the 39,000 Islamists out of the 45,000 on MI5's terror watch list. He should worry far more about the 70% of the 70% of the prescribed terrorist organizations in the UK are Islamic, compared with 6% that are white nationalist, which UKIP has already denounced, and everyone's aware of that. Am I concerned about, as you put it, Dan, am I concerned about insidious tactics used to needlessly cut down and ambush good, hardworking, patriotic, God-fearing men and women from reclaiming this glorious green Christian land? I don't sleep at night, because they're going to. I've been so candid about controlled opposition. I mentioned government assets, and that's without going into further detail about the sort of tactics that they will try to destabilize any benevolent, non-grifting, genuine movement, political war machine that is trying to take back Britain. They're not going to hand power over. They simply won't do it. We're going to have to take it back. And I am calling upon citizens of Britain to put their name forward and apply on the UKIP website. If you haven't already joined as a member, join as a member, join the People's Army. And if you haven't already, put your name forward to stand as a community leader, as a candidate in your area. If Britain doesn't want to be saved, Britain doesn't want to be saved. But I simply don't believe that's the case. I think Britain does want to be saved. And going back to your earlier point about what Tommy does and doesn't do, that's completely up to him. We're still taking our country back.
Fighting talk. I love to hear it. Nick Tenconi. Great stuff. Really brilliant to have you on Outspoken again. Have a wonderful Christmas. Great new year. And I look forward to chatting in 2025 and seeing what's next. Because one thing
Merry Christmas, Dan.
that is guaranteed is it's not going to be straightforward, is it, over the next few months in this country. Nick Tenconi, great to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go wherever you are.